Morning, fellas. Punksy Jumper here. Uh, I had a lot of comments on my hidden pins with my scales, and I appreciate that, everybody. I don't know, just a flash just struck me to do it that way. Because I didn't want to be filing the top of those pins off and messing up my wood. Um, this is for Evie Crawfish. You asked me to show you how I did it. Um, Mark, I'm sure you know how to do it. You just want me to show the other guys, so that's okay. I'll do that. Um, what I'm gonna do is real quick. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna use bigger stuff so you can see it a little bit easier. It's not really hard. Anybody could do it. Um, I I was comfortable doing it mainly because I've handled a cordless drill for many years, and there's some tricks to it, and you have to watch if you get it, especially with a new bit, and you want to use a new bit, fellas. You don't want to use a dull bit because you're going to be pushing, and then when that thing lets loose and something happens, boom, you're through the other side. So you want to use a sharp bit, new bit if you got one. But with a new bit, you have to be careful that it doesn't grab, because new bits will grab a chunk of meat and pull it right down through as well. So you gotta be careful. So here we go. Just I'm gonna put the camera down here so you can see what's happening. All right, this is gonna be my blade. Okay, it's just an old wrench here. I'm gonna use a piece of 2x6. Gonna be my scale. All right, let me see if that's gonna. All right. You start off by drill your holes through your blade, and then put it up against your scale, and you can mark the holes into the wood and then drill the wood, but you're going to have problems. What I did is, and you have to find a reference point to where you're going to put your scales onto your blade. So whether you get one of those clamps up by your choil, put a little clamp on there. That way you can slide your scale up on one side and on the other side, and the face of your scales are going to be in the same spot. Also, like Tim said, you want to finish off the face of your scales because they're going to be hard to get to once they're on the blade. Okay, so the best thing to do is once you drill your holes through your blade, use your blade as a guide. Okay, put a clamp on where your choil is, or where you want your scales to stop. Slide them up on there, clamp the blade onto the scale, and then you want to find out, and I want to use a 3/8 bit here just so you can see it, as an 1/8 inch bit. And you want to figure out how far into the wood, into the scale you want to go. Now, naturally, if you get up here close to the edge, and you get to sanding, you might sand into the top. So you want to leave a lot of clearance. I just come up about halfway, really, not even halfway. And I made the holes a little bit longer than the pins. So let me see if I can do this now. All right, let me do it this way. I'm going to come down from the top. So figure out how far down you want to go with your hole. And once you get that figured out, say right there, I got my thumb back here on the bit. Go down in there and grab a hold of the bit. And then there's a trick that we used to use with just some electrical tape. Okay, you're going to put your electrical tape, wrap it around your bit where you want your mark at, and you could even mark it with a Sharpie, and then put your tape on, and then leave a little bit extra. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what's called a flag, but that's the end of the tape, and you just kind of fold it over so the end doesn't have no sticky on it. You can wrap it around, and that flag is going to stick out there. It's good for taking tape off. When you're pulling wire. I know Joker's pulled plenty of wire. Probably a lot of guys have pulled wire. you leave a flag on here. Now what's going to happen is as this drills down in, it's gonna pull sawdust up through the hole, and then you're not going to be able to see your end of your tape. Well, a lot of times this flag, when it goes around, it'll clean off the sawdust, and also you might have to do a little, you might have to blow to get it off of there too. And you take your, you double check it, take your tape down through your blade, and see if that's where you want to go. Everything looks good. Clamp your blade onto your scale, chuck up your bit, and drill down in until your tape hits the top of the blade. Take it out, do your other holes the same way. Flip it over. I mean, use your blade for your hole guide. Flip it over. Do the same thing on your other scale. Come up to where you see the tape, and that's how you get your holes. Now, I probably should have covered the pins first. I kind of cut my pins first. I took one of those pins and made 3 out of it. So get that. That'll give you a guide of how deep you have to go as well. So that's about all there is to it, fellas. If I can help you out anymore, I don't want to make this too long because they're too hard to load up. I got slow stuff here. But hey, any other questions? I'd be glad to help you. You want to email me? You want to call me? That's fine. I mean, I'm here to help anybody. So I hope that helps. If it don't, like I said, let me know and I'll try something else. All right, fellas. Hey, happy Sunday. Stay sharp.